you'll just confirm on your gauges that you're at maximum system pressure. And according to your document, you are now ready to start an air system check. Tanks are full of air, engine off, key back to the on position so your air gauges stay working. Before you open up your driver's door and step out of your cab to disconnect your airlines from the trailer, what you're doing is simulating an air leak on your trailer circuit. According to your document, they have you pushing the red valve in, releasing your emergency brakes on the trailer. Leave the yellow valve out. Now you're going to open up your driver's door and step outside and disconnect your airlines. Go. There we go. Forgot all about that. That shouldn't leak air when you disconnect it, but this one is going to. So now, once you disconnect your airlines, you just lay this one on the deck behind the sleeper of the tractor, right? And jump back in your driver's seat and watch your gauges start dropping. Now, because this air brake board is so short, things happen quite quickly. But when we get out to the tractor and trailer, they're going to happen a little bit more slower because it's on a real machine. But after I disconnected that red line, it's leaking air. You jump back in your driver's seat and you're going to see these needles start to drop. Drop, drop, drop. The first thing you're looking for is your warning, low air warning device to come on. It should be coming on at 60 PSI. Now, here on this air brake board, this tractor protection valve closed before your warning light came on. And usually it's the other way around on a real machine. But anyways, as soon as this valve closes, this tractor protection valve is supposed to close between 60 and 40 to make your red valve pop out. And it did. We'll say, because it happened so quickly and at a higher pressure value, we'll say it just did. It popped out, confirming that that tractor protection valve was working correctly. It did close somewhere between 60 and 40 PSI on your gauges and made the red trailer supply valve pop out. So right on, that's working for me. To confirm that that valve is closed, you're going to pull down on the trailer hand valve. No air should be coming out of that blue line, confirming that that TPV valve is closed. Right on. Now, you're going to push in the yellow valve. Well, actually, you're going to step outside at this point, according to your document, and reconnect your airlines. So this is where you step out again now, and reconnect your airlines. And I'll show you when we get out to the truck out there how you do that. Back up in the driver's seat, and according to your document, now you're going to release your emergency brakes on your tractor. You're going to push the yellow valve in. And now you're going to start pumping this brake pedal until your low air light and buzzer comes on. So here we go. Should be coming on at 60 PSI. So right on. That was a pass on that machine. That's working. I'm going to keep pumping this brake pedal until that yellow valve pops out all by itself. Automatically. That yellow valve is going to pop out somewhere between 45 and 20 PSI according to your document. So here we go. Your buzzer and light are still beeping away. I just shut it off so it's not so annoying. And there we go. My emergency brakes automatically applied, and I'm confirming on my air gauges. Yep. Looks like, well, 5 pounds on this one and about 15 on this one. But it did actually, my spring brakes automatically applied like they're designed to do. There just wasn't enough air in my system to keep those big springs compressed so they pulled it up. So that was 3 passes on your machine right there and then. Tractor protection valve was working at between 60 and 40. My low air light and buzzer came on at 60 PSI. And then finally my emergency brakes on my truck came on once I got down to 45 to 20 pounds. At this point now, I'm going to start my engine, set my cruise control, and I'm going to do a compressor buildup check. I'm just still sitting in the driver's seat. I'm going to get my smartphone ready, and I'm going to start timing these gauges. The first gauge that hits 50 pounds, I'm going to start timing it. I want to see my air gauges go from 50 to 90 in under 3 minutes. So, I'm timing right now. I'm sitting there, just sitting in my driver's seat, engine's revving away, and timing. That needle's coming up to 90. That one's past 90, so I'm just waiting for this one, and there we go. We're at 90. Took 42 seconds. epic task, well under 3 minutes. So I know my compressor is delivering air to my tanks. Now I'm gonna finish my compressor buildup check and I'm gonna check governor cutout. I'm gonna come right up to full air pressure and wait for my dryer purge. My governor is gonna cut out my compressor somewhere between 120 to 135 PSI. You're gonna hear this thing go out your driver's window, and then you'll confirm that your gauges are at maximum system pressure. They've stabilized and stopped rising, confirming governor cutout. Right on, so I know my governor does cut out my compressor. Now I need to check governor cut in. That's the next step on your paper. To do a governor cut-in check, I need to intentionally lose 20 to 25 pounds of air. And to do that, I'm just gonna release my brakes. Yellow, red valve in. Your needles are gonna drop about 10 to 20 pounds, and that's good. As soon as they settled in and stop dropping, then they should start to come back up again because your engine is still running at this point. So they're gonna start coming back up within 10 to 15 seconds. And as soon as you see them coming up, that confirms governor cut-in. Your governor sensed that 25-pound loss of air, it released your compressor, and your compressor is now filling up your tanks again. So now we're gonna go up to full air pressure one more time. Now I know that this little governor is functioning properly. So we're back up to full air, dryer just purged, and shut your cruise control off, engine off, key back on. Now you're gonna do your 2-minute service brake leak test. This is where you're gonna hold the brake pedal down for 2 minutes. I call this the rubber leg test. Because if you're not walking the dog or going to the gym, you're gonna get leg burn in your leg in the first minute. So here's where you're gonna grab your smartphone or your wristwatch and do a 2-minute leak test. You're gonna hold this brake pedal down for 2 minutes. In these next 2 minutes, you don't wanna lose any air off your air tanks, but you are allowed to lose up to 6 pounds. A 4-pound loss for your tractor and a 2-pound loss for each trailer. So if you're pulling 2 trailers, you're allowed a 4-pound loss for those 2 trailers. 2 pounds per hour for every trailer. So here you're just holding the brake pedal down, watching your gauges to make sure that they're not dropping more than 6 or 7 pounds. And after the 2 minutes is up, put off the brake pedal, right on. So that was a good leak test, right? I didn't lose a whole bunch of air there in those 2 minutes. I may have lost 5 or 6 pounds, but still within the limits. Now, I want to confirm that I have enough air in my tanks to do one more brake adjustment. See, as I was holding that pedal down for 2 minutes, that was my first brake adjustment, because I'm stepping on a pedal at about 100-pound brake out. Yeah? Now, I'm just confirming that I have enough air in my tanks to do one more brake adjustment, and I do. So here we go. 1, 2, off. That's when you and me will now get out of your machine, and it's safe to get out. Even though your emergency brakes are released, your trailer wheels are blocked. So it's safe to get out of your machine and not have to worry about it rolling away on you. And then that's when we walk to the back of the trailer, and I show you slack adjuster and push rod travel. And that's how you guys check your brakes to see if they have adjusted or are within adjustment. Then after we check that, we walk back up into the truck, and then I tell you, how would you make your machine safe to remove your wheel blowers? And you would go, well, this is how I do it now. Put my emergency brakes back on. That makes it safe to exit my machine. Go back to your trailer, remove your wheel blocks, put them away, jump back up into your machine, and here's where you're going to finish off your air system check with your 2 rolling brake responses, right? So what you'll do at this point now is you'll start your engine, clutch it into first gear, release your brakes, let up on the clutch pedal, roll ahead about 2 or 3 meters, press the clutch pedal back in, and step on the brake pedal. All your service brakes should bring your machine to a nice smooth stop, and you know they're working. Take your foot off the brake pedal, let up on the clutch, roll ahead another 2 or 3 meters, press the clutch pedal in so you don't stall your engine, and apply trailer brakes. Your trailer brakes should bring you to a nice stop. And then that's it, you're done. Release, neutral, brakes back on. Finish up your documentation for that morning, roll out of the yard, and start your day. That's what you drivers are supposed to be doing at a Class 1 level, although you'd be hard-pressed to see it out there in the real world. Most drivers forgot how to do this, because they're not practicing. Now I'll show you how you do an air system check for a hydrovac truck or a steamer truck. Yeah, we're just going to disconnect these lines. We're going to just ignore your trailer. It actually goes faster because you don't have a trailer to deal with anymore. So we'll build up the full air. Your hydrovac truck or your steamer truck is on flat ground. You got a set of drive wheels blocked back there or a steering axle tire blocked, right? A couple chunks of wood underneath your tires so your machine doesn't roll. You're at full air pressure. Engine off, key back on. Release your emergency brakes. Push the yellow valve in. Start pumping your brake pedal or beating up your brake pedal. First thing you guys are going to check in your hydrovac truck is your low air line alarm. It should be coming on at 60 psi or possibly higher. So that's working for me. Keep pumping your brake pedal until the yellow valve pops out. That yellow valve is going to pop out somewhere between 45 and 20. And there we go, it just popped out, and I'm confirming on my air gauges. Yeah, about 20 on this one, and about 8 or 9 on that one. So it did pop out, it's still working, so my emergency brakes did automatically apply once I was out of air. So that was 2 passes on my hydrovac truck. Low air light buzzer came on at 60 psi, and then my emergency brakes actually came on once my air gauges got down to about 20 pounds. 45 to 20 is the correct answer I'm expecting to hear from you guys. Yeah. You guys can bring your sheets out to the truck with you, that one piece of paper. Yeah, and then study as you're watching other students do their air system check. So right on. So now I'm going to start my engine, set my cruise control, rev up my engine, and I'm going to do a compressor buildup check. 50 to 90, another 3 minutes. There, I'm at 50, I'm going to start timing. Waiting for both gauges to get up to 90. See, my primary is at 90 already. Secondary is coming up to 90 right now. Epic pass. Man, that only took 42 seconds. Well under 3 minutes. So now I'm going to go right up to full air pressure and check for governor cutout. I'm waiting for this dryer to purge outside my driver's window. Coming up to full air, full air. It just purged. Needles have stabilized and stopped rising. Your governor just cut out your compressor. Right on, so I know that that's working. Now I need to check governor cut in. Here's where I need to lose 20 to 25 pounds of air. To do that, push the yellow valve in. Give your brake pedal a couple shots. Get your needles down to about 100 pounds. Then rev up your engine and see if your needles come right back up again. They should. Within 10 to 15 seconds, they should start coming right back up. All up, because your engine is still running at this point, right? And as soon as you see them coming back up, then you know your governor cutting is working. And then you're going to come up to full air pressure one more time. So you're going to wait for your dryer to purge one more time. Coming up, coming up. Right on. Cruise control off, engine off, key back on. Now you're going to do your 2-minute leak test. And hold this brake pedal down for 2 minutes. Starting, wait for the needles to drop. Wait till they settle in. There, now start timing. In these next 2 minutes, I don't want to lose any air, but I am allowed to lose up to 4 pounds for this hydrovac truck. So I'm looking for a 4-pound loss. Now you'll find the gauges in those trucks aren't very accurate, so it's been my guess, my college guess, that the very tip of those needles is roughly about a 5-pound increment in the real machine. So 2 minutes is up, off the brake pedal. Right on, I'm happy with that. I got a fairly tight machine, no real leaks on it as I was holding that pedal down for 2 minutes. So now, I want to make my second brake adjustment. I have enough air in my tanks to do it. 1, 2, off. Now, here's where I can get out of my machine, and before I get out of the machine, I would wedge my brake pedal down with a branch off a tree or a tool, and then I get out and check push rod travel. I don't want to see more than 2 inches of push rod come out of that chamber. And if I see less than that, I know these brakes are adjusted. Right on. Excellent. So now I want to make it safe to put my wheel blocks away, store them in my toolbox. So before I go back outside to remove my wheel blocks, I'm going to put my emergency brakes back on again. Because you don't want to remove your wheel blocks and then be holding onto your wheel blocks and see your machine start to roll away on you. That's why you put your emergency brakes on before you went out to remove your wheel blocks. Yeah. Very good. I'm back in my machine now for putting my wheel blocks away. And now I'm going to finish up with my rolling brake check. I'm going to select drive because I have an automatic transmission. Release my brakes. Roll ahead about 2 or 3 meters. Step on the brake pedal. See if your service brakes work. This should bring your machine to a nice smooth stop. And then that's it. You're done. Off the brake. Neutral. Brakes back on. Finish up your paperwork. Roll out and start your day. That's how it works. Now I'm going to give you another demonstration when we get out to the tractor trailer. Now, because I have a group of 7 people, I'm going to do the first standing outside the driver's door until a few students have passed their test, and then I'll jump in the truck because there'll be room for me to actually get in the truck with you guys. But the first 2 or 3 students, I'll be standing outside your driver's door and probably standing on your fuel tank, kind of right by your driver's window, kind of coaching you through the procedures. But first, I'm going to show you a demo out in the tractor trailer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take about a 10-minute break, right? For a bathroom break, a refreshment break. We'll all meet here in the foyer, and then we're all going to walk out to that green tractor